trade deal benefits both our economies. It boosts growth and will create jobs in both India and Australia by Prime Minister Modi's ambition of making India a global advanced manufacturing hub. Australia welcomes India's presidency of the G20. I think all ambassadors are optimists, but I am confident about stronger growth in the Australia-India relationship during 2023. First off is we intend to secure a comprehensive economic cooperation agreement with India, having successfully last year concluded India's first free trade deal with a developed country in more than a decade. So I see greater opportunity for cooperation for everything from defence to through education, research, tourism and professional skills.
So we know that Australia-India trade deal has now come into force, with India being Australia's fifth largest trading partner. How do you think this is a win-win situation for both countries, and how is this trade agreement going to unlock potential in trade relationship between the two countries?
Well, the trade deal benefits both our economies. It boosts growth and will create jobs in both India and Australia by reducing tariffs on 96% of Indian goods entering Australia, increasing up to 100% in 2 years' time, where Australians benefit as India gets a bigger market, but more importantly, in areas like liquid natural gas, in metallic ores, in cotton and wool, we're providing those free of duty into India, which means the cost of production using those fabrics, for instance, for textiles, becomes less, which makes your products more marketable on the world economy. And the reduction in tariffs on critical minerals like lithium and cobalt mean that Prime Minister Modi's ambition of making India a global advanced manufacturing hub become closer to reality.
Sir, with this trade deal, how are the students and professionals going to get the benefit?
As a first in a trade deal, there were many opportunities provided to provide greater certainty to students and other professionals travelling to Australia. So, for instance, up to 4-year visas for significant investors in Australia and those people working for the tech companies that provide important services across Australia. 1,800 visas a year for qualified chefs and yoga teachers because of the critically and growing importance of those professions in Australia. Opportunities for students in Australia to have post-study pathways to spend more time in Australia, not just learning, but understanding how their studies will help them get a job. And for those graduates in Australia studying science, technology, engineering and math, having even more time to do that. So it's a win-win in terms of mobility, because we understand the importance not just of educating young Indians, but giving them the skills needed to come back to India job ready. Australia welcomes India's presidency of the G20. There is no country in the world that better understands the importance of economic growth to the development of citizens. There's no country better placed in the world to manage the global crisis in the economy that we're facing than India is as part of the G20 process. As I've said before, prosperity delivers peaceful, prosperous outcomes. And what India is bringing to the G20 presidency is a perspective that we've not had before. From a country that has a one world, one family initiative, a country that's determined to address sustainability, and a country that understands, as I said, the importance of economic growth to the future of every citizen, not just within India but across the world.